Okay, looks like we're back after a little name change and other such things. And yes, I'm a bit early, but I got I got stuff that might cut this off earlier than I want. There's nothing I can do about it, so um, figured I'd get started early. We look in on our intrepid travelers or tribesmen. I've got somebody investigating how to split logs, and once we split logs, we'll be
Toki.
in fair shape. I gotta admit, I did that as a fluke, but I think that's pretty impressive. Oh, didn't want to manage storage, wanted to chop that. Mm, Now I'm getting, I've got to say, the rain in this game, yeah, the rain in this game is harsh to my ears. I don't know what my problem is. Need one raw alpaca meat. Considering we don't really know how to hunt yet, that might be a little while coming unless I find one that has unalived itself. A couple of things that I have found in this game that are, I guess, different, or I just have a hard time wrapping my mind around, is the whole storage thing. Up, I've already got those. It seems like every time you turn around, you got to be making storage. Oh, I've got flaxseed out here that has died. What in the world have I done? Flaxseed, beetroot, rotten. Okay, where's my bunch of folks at? Well, it didn't like me doing something that I did. And now I'll never find that bunch of. There's what I was on. Boy, you've got to know where you're going because when you're sending stuff to another location, wow, it wipes all the. Was burned delivering fuel to the campfire. Oh, lovely. Yeah, one of those guys in there, he ain't happy. He's burnt. One thing I'm not happy about this world is bananas aren't very plentiful. There's my 3 banana trees that I can get to. Now let me see, and I see I've already harvested them. So it's like, no, you're not getting any more. One, one pumpkin plant. Let's get that moving. Yeah, the whole storage thing has just went a little crazy about, that they want you to make storage. And I mean, I guess I get it, but it would seem to me like your days are going to be spent constantly having the whole storage thing going on.
Wake up.
Yeah, I put storage down toward the water as far as I could. And I would really love to get this wood thing going so I can build with wood because, admittedly, I'm who made it, designed it, and built it. I'm still not satisfied with the way that hut looks. Let me see if I can find an alpaca around here someplace that's no longer amongst us. Well, I know what's out there. These people have one heck of a camp. I have to admit, I'm impressed with the NPC camps in this game. Somebody took a look at it. Have one concurrent review. Oh, and there's Miss Shaman. Excellent. Good morning, Shaman. I want you to note the name change on the tribe. I only need about 14 more cups of coffee before I'll be human, I think. And how are you this morning? I'm really, really interested in seeing this guy get all this chopping, splitting of wood fleshed out. It would be much better. Oh, she's doing something. Investigating. NPC camps are good for ideas, yes. Excellent name change, absolutely. It was funny when they first started building or investigating these logs. They were picking them up and putting them down right here like they really didn't know. I thought it was a bug. See how she's picking up and putting stuff down there. It's just like they're working it out.
Mipilin pona.
And
Missona ala.
Sinapona alapona.
yeah, Sinapona Alapona.
Sina wicket tawe me. Aweka. Mipilin pona.
Mokupona.
Excuse me. I had a
Mipilin si me.
sudden belch. Okay, what in the world? Oh, I've got my chair wrapped around my headphone cord. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Wasn't as big of a disaster as I thought it was going to be. I'm groggy, but slowly beginning to contemplate getting up for coffee. Coffee is a good thing, or just my opinion. And we've had this discussion the other day during the Planet Crafter live stream about your mother making coffee with 1 scoop of coffee to 10 cups.
Missona.
Yeah, what she said. Masona. Moat had a
Weka.
Moat had a baby boy. Yay, that means we've got 13
Mipilin
people.
pona.
Yep.
Sinasona. Alasona.
Messona. Mokupona.
And that young lady
Messona ala etan.
just walked
Sinapona
right through
alapona.
that fire. I wish I'd have gotten a picture of it. One rotten hay, gone very soon, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I gotta do something or I'll be sitting there waiting on them to chop logs into. Now I have this tribe here that's very close to me, but I also there was another one down in here somewhere. Boy, this would have been a fine place to have built, but they didn't give you that choice. Oh, right here it is. Come on. Oh gosh, they're right there on the hillside. Whew. Path, path, path. What in the world is that? Large storage area, 375 rocks. 44 stone pickaxes. Wow. Hmm. Bleak, that's not coffee. That was the water that drains out of the house plant. Yeah, pretty much. It's funny. For so many years, I used to say decaf was just hot brown colored water, and not that it's not, but when your gut won't handle anything else, and tea's okay, but it wasn't cutting it. It just wasn't doing it for me. Split log, build something using split log. Going as hard as I can. Would love to do it. However, I want to know what that is. I don't want to decorate with bones. I want to build with it.
Aweka.
Amp the other day when I asked her how she built this wall here, the large thatch roof, and she said, "Oh, my amphitheater." Gosh, I could have
Feeling
just
Simi?
cracked up.
Mesona ala etam. Sinapona ala pona.
Hmm. Yeah, Sinapona
Feeling
Alapona.
pona.
Mesona. Mesona ala.
And who do they put investigating?
Me
Well, that
feeling
first one was
pona.
a youngin'. Let's click that and go, okay, you're under investigation.
Mokupona.
I get the feeling
Sina wicket tawe me.
that there's a handful of
Toki.
people that are doing things
Sinapona ala pona.
and the other ones are sitting on their butts. Okay, I've got you out here messing with something. You're investigating, and that is fine.
Me feeling pona.
Let me turn everything up. So, yeah, there's two people right there sitting on their butts. I have to admit that this game reminds me a fair amount of Oxygen Not Included. Okay, we're up to 14. But in a different form factor where Oxygen Not Included is a 2D flat wall thing.
Ona.
This is definitely 3D. I hope you work out how to make a pickaxe and what else to build with. Toki to you too.
Kea pona.
Toki. Toki Toki. Which some hippies would think about that in a different way than we are right now. Somebody I know told me they didn't care for decaf, but added back just a little redder coffee into the grounds to make it taste different, but reduced the caffeine by 75% and liked it better. I was doing that. I came to find out that drinking, eating, consuming a lot of caffeine, it makes my hips, leg, and feet just on fire. I mean, I can tell since I stopped drinking caffeine altogether. If I get a little bit out of decaffing coffee isn't a perfect process. You're going to get some. Um, my feet aren't as on fire. My back doesn't hurt with the severity that, it once did. Um, and I hate to say, like I said, I like drinking coffee. I like drinking coffee with my wife. However, I've
Sina
gotten to the
wicket
point
tawe
that I
me.
can't sit in bed and
Mesona
watch
ala.
news or
Aweka.
anything. So we're not doing it together for the moment. But it's one of those things, make and do with what I can. Let's chop that. And let's chop that. And let's chop that. Yeah, I was doing that. I'd take a pot of decaf and then pour a little bit of regular coffee on top of it to kind of get me moving in the morning, first crack out of the box, but yeah, it wasn't worth all that I had to put up with. And I mentioned to my acupuncturist yesterday that caffeine, makes my nerves just on edge. And there were other things that I noticed. And we need a soft rock. And uh, yeah, it's different if you're having a physical reaction, then it's like an allergen. Yeah, you're absolutely not wrong. Let me see if I can speed that up and get it to shut up. Nope, it's not doing it. Oh, well, if I get up off the ground, that's not near as bad of a rain sound. Oh, yeah, that's absolutely decent. And when I noticed that this difference was happening when I would have caffeine or not have caffeine, I went and looked it up, and other people were saying the same thing, that their back pain intensified if they were consuming a lot of caffeine. And I just went, that's just absolutely not worth it. 2 weeks ago, I took my daughter a 24 pack of Dr. Pepper Zero Sugars, and she tried to get me to take it back. And I looked at her and I said, if I drink this, it's like setting a match to me. It's absolutely untenable. And I know you use these. I don't want them to go to waste. And I said, and I've still got some at home. I have one Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar left. I had two, but I watched the Formula One race and used one of them during the Formula One race. Other than that, you know. And yeah, I'm with you. When you notice a physical difference, that's just, whew. I'm sorry, I don't mean to yak so heavily, and I know you're just getting up. I'm appreciative of you being here. That's me with my fibromyalgia. I'm having a flare and I eat something I know even slightly. Oh, yeah. And I have often thought I'm uh, I've never had a doctor tell me I have fibromyalgia, but I have so many aches and pains,
Sinapona alapona.
just, for no rhyme or reason
Sonala.
from one day to the next, that I really do think
Wikipona.
I've got a touch of fibromyalgia.
Sinapona alapona.
I remember my dad telling me when I was 15, he said, you have more aches and pains than anybody I've ever known. Well, after I learned about my grandmother having terribly bad arthritis in the same area that I'm having it, it makes me wonder if, uh, she had a lot of aches and pains and just didn't tell anybody. I mean, I never knew this. I found out about the time that she died, somewhere around the middle 90s, and I was gobsmacked. One of my cousins told me, he said, Granny can't get in the tub. No, I don't. Yes, she's got arthritis so bad she can barely move. Her hands used to be just knotted up. I've got one finger going that way that's got a twist in it. Old age and treachery will win out over youth and skill. Okay, you were working on this. Now you're not working on it. What are we doing here? You guys are moving away from that. Can't investigate, not enough light. Add torches. Okay, I'll add a torch. That don't mean it'll get built anytime soon, but I have to admit, this whole God mode thing is very neat. I also think it's a little bit different that you're not playing as a player, you're like playing as a god. Come on. Oh, well, somebody's. my excuse me. And I'm going to tell you, I go to the VA and they aren't in a big hurry for anything or anybody. Um, the reason why I think I might have a little touch of fibromyalgia along with it all is because that's one of the Gulf War symptoms, and I've pretty much had all the symptoms that go along with that, from my short stay in the Middle East. Okay, everybody get up and get moving. We got stuff to do. Oh, Lord. Here we are. Okay, everybody's moving. Yeah, and if I thought, it, the VA's funny. I asked them to pay for my acupuncture, and they said, okay, we will. But I had to go be with one of their acupuncturists, and I already have a 2-year relationship with the one I'm going to. That's when I tell you 5 minutes from my house, I'm not joking. Um, and so I just said, no, I have a relationship with my practitioner. Well, he is good enough that the VA will send him patients when they don't have an active something going on. So he tells me, he said, the woman that's doing acupuncture at the VA is going to be off for 9 months because of a commitment with the National Guard or something. You could go back down there and, get them to pay for what we're doing. And I said,
Sonala.
no, I'm not doing that because,
Posuna Pona.
hey,
Pana.
we split a log, build
Me?
something using logs.
Samavilum Zimmy.
Joe Kua has been auto-assigned the tree felling role. Well, okay.
Sinapona alapona. Me sonala.
I would love to build something using
Sina sona
wood.
ala sona. Sinapona alapona.
See all this picking up and putting down? Isn't that just great?
Sina sona ala sona? Me sona. Sina pilin si me? Me sona
It
ala.
also explained my extreme exhaustions and muscle aches that my general practitioner was just treating me with pain meds instead of diagnosing properly. And there are times I do have a hell of a lot of just regular
Me
muscle
pilin
aches.
pona.
Just, you
Sina
know,
pilin si me?
ugh. And caffeine seemed to gin them up too. Okay, we're working this out. All right,
Aweka.
I'm going to leave because watching gives me anxiety. This guy's getting ready to have a breakthrough too. Build something using split logs. I would love to. All right, let me go out in here and let me select something a little better than that.
pona. Me pillen pona.
No, I have asked my provider explicitly, hey, can we test for Gulf War syndrome? What can we do? I said, I can treat your symptoms, but I can't tell you you've got Gulf War syndrome because that's another part, that's a compensation situation at that point. And I'm just like, you know, yeah, changes in my stress level have helped quite a little bit. The more even I keep myself mentally, and for somebody who can be dramatic at times, and I admit that. Oh man, oof. That's tough when you don't have good role models on how to deal and things like this. And fortunately, I didn't deal with things like my parents did by my dad smoking and drinking, and my mom smoked. However, I give my mom a lot of credit. My dad went temporary duty in 1968 to California. He came back to where we were living in Texas and offered my mom a cigarette. She said, nope, I've never seen anybody quit cold turkey like my mother did. It was just like, wow, you got to be kidding me. She literally put them down and never picked them back up. Yes, they do now. When I first got out and was trying to get them to diagnose me with Gulf War syndrome, the protocols were different. The PAC Act has changed a lot of that, and uh, you know, things have changed. That's why I'm at 80% today, because things have changed, and they said, yes, you do have a problem, and it deals with your service, and uh, I'm rated for about everything that you can get rated for. Uh, if I had 10 more percent of something, I'd be at 90%. But VA math is different. All of my stuff adds up to, let me think. I've got 30 for IBS and 10 for a few other things, and then I got 40 for, my back and my sciatic nerves and, spinal stenosis and all kinds of fun stuff. But the way they add it up is you'd have to read it. It almost takes a PhD uh, to understand how VA math goes. So, yeah, my mom quit smoking after my dad's first heart attack since he had to quit. Yeah, I get that. My dad didn't have a heart attack or anything, but he got told at somewhere in his mid 40s. I say it was 44. He says it was 47. We actually argued about that one day, and um, he, they just told him, "Hey, you got to quit. The damage is done, and tough luck."
Sonala.
And I'm clearing all this off over here to when we can build wooden structures. That wooden structure is going right there. Yeah, COPD was absolutely no fun watching my dad suffer from that. It was, it was not good. It was not fun. And It's hard watching your heroes, go downhill, and I'm sure my son and daughter feel the same way about me,
Mokupona.
or their,
Tasume yo ale.
or
Mesona ala
Randy.
eta.
Boy, very gabby.
Isona.
Okay, where are you going? Breakthrough is nearly complete. Yeah, I need raw alpaca meat. Tell me something I didn't know. I think it's pretty impressive that he can put 3 split logs on his shoulder and then put them back down. Yeah, bone carving. Your tribe has found that bones can be shaped using a knife to create sharp blades or even make a musical sound. Mm. Your tribe has discovered bone carving. His burn has completely healed. Decorate with echinacea flower. Decorate with bananas. No, I want to eat bananas. I've just got to find them.
Sinasona alasona. Me pillen pona.
Sign Sapien. That one right there is as good as any.
Sinapona alapona.
Cinnapona, Alapona. Oh, country lady, good morning. Alpacas are the only meat animals besides mammoth. I think so. I'm not sure. Thank you for coming and joining me this morning. We're just sitting and gabbing. I want to gather more bananas, but I can't. Ah. Hmm. And I want this pumpkin. Darn it. All right. Somebody's going to get over here and
Wile moku Mesona ala
vaso.
etan. Mesona.
boy, she's pretty pregnant and running pretty hard. Well, didn't mean to overtax you like that. That's not decent. Oop. I'm going to get pictures of this. Why? Because doing squats. Need 5 branches. Okay. Talk me into it. This is the only pine
Sona.
tree around.
Tasume yo ale moku.
Well, that didn't sound good. I
Sona ala.
don't know what
Wile
she was saying.
moku iwaso. Mesona ala etan.
Hmm. Well, out of all the fires I have lit,
Sino wikatawa
Me
me.
pilin pona.
yeah, this one needs branches too.
Mesona ala etan. Wile moku iwaso.
The wet flax seed is. You're telling me to build with something wood, but you're not giving me anything to build with. Hmm. And I still want bananas. However, I still can't have bananas. Yes, we have no bananas. Let me speed all this up here for a second. I'm hopeful that once they look at all these split logs and everything, or maybe now that we got them in storage, I can use them. I don't want to decorate with a split log. I want to build stuff. Learn the fire lighting skill. Okie dokie. Stone chisel, spearhead. Hmm.
Wile moku iwaso. Tasume yo ale moku.
Well, there's 14 of us. Excuse me.
Pona.
Hmm. I gotta admit, the more I play this game, the better I like it. I keep finding out stuff about it, but it's not easy. It kind of goes at its own pace. All right, I want to build, but I want to build with wood. Oh, come here. What am I missing? Branches. And I'll bet you money that I can't, well, That's pretty much and it. So the tribes people just have to figure out how things work things on their own. You just provide them the resources. Yes. Um, well, you point them in the right direction of the resources. They investigate it and figured out what's going on with it, and then you can do stuff with it. But it's a slow process. I don't know that there's anything that would, allow you to speed it up or okay. It's only fitting that I should get limestone because I live in an area of Texas that is nothing but limestone. There's a limestone quarry on the way to my daughter's house. We planted a crepe myrtle in our backyard, dug down about 3 inches, got to limestone rock, and couldn't hardly build or dig anymore because it was just so tough. And, you know, however, I will say the tree turned out wonderfully. It's bloomed twice now, and I couldn't be happier with how it turned out. Um, why am I? Oh, okay. Why was I stopped?
Mesona.
Because I stopped. Now everybody's sounding like Alvin and the Chipmunks. That's such an interesting way to approach the game. Yes, it does take a bit of getting used to, and I can't say that I'm good at it. This game has went good. Crepe myrtles are so pretty. They're all over our neighborhood. There's a woman 2 houses down the street from us that keeps a very well manicured yard. She has a black diamond crepe myrtle, and if you don't know what those are, they have very dark leaves and branches and sprout a white flower, or they have very dark leaves and branches and sprout a red flower. And man, they're stunning. For someone who grew up with my mom tending flowers, and I thought I'd never have an interest. Um, my only experience with flowers was mowing over them as a teenager. So, Pika had a baby boy. Another tribe has been spotted. Well, okay, show me where. Mm-hmm. Hey, the one we got was a lavender crepe myrtle, and it was already in a pot and already growing. All we had to do was just transplant it. Well, the last tree that we tried to transplant into the spot where that was at, uh, the big freeze of 2021 took it, and uh, we tried to save that tree. And my wife walked outside one day and touched the tree, and it literally fell into her hand. Yeah, I'll have to look those up.
Himepona.
Hope to still have a small place with a garden someday. Yes.
Mesona ala.
Kasome yo ale.
Hmm. Auto assign the fire lighting role.
Mesona ala.
Hmm.
Sona.
Mesona.
Look at that youngin'
Mesona ala etan.
carrying branches to the fire.
Wile moku iwaso.
You can almost get more work out of the young people in this than you can the adults. All right, somebody's sleeping out here on the ground. you need to get a healthy case of haul it back to the house.
Me wili moku iwaso.
Sinä pyynsimi.
Me sona ala.
Me pilin pona.
Wili moku iwaso. Me sona ala etan.
Toki.
Sinä pilin simi?
Sona ala itan. Me pelän paina.
Isona.
Tasumme jo ale
Me sona ala.
moku. Me sona ala.
Sona ala itan.
Isona.
Now,
Me
yeah, the
sona
big
ala.
freeze was scary. I remember being in live streams, gee, when Texas folks in chat were so worried about dealing with it. Yes, and the
Wili
power
moku.
grid
Me
here
sona ala etan.
is not great.
Wili moku iwaso.
Isona ala.
Me sona. Tasumme jo ale moku. Me wili moku iwaso.
ala.
Me sona ala.
Hmm.
Sona.
Isona. Isona ala.
Me sona ala. Tasumme jo ale moku. Me
And
sona
for
ala
as much as I
etan.
have split logs, I can't build with wood. Yeah, the big freeze was scary. My power went out for about 10 minutes. I had more problems out of my water and pipes and such. We actually had our pipes freeze up in one bathroom, and then the water went off. I mean, nobody had water in the neighborhood. Um, we were we were going out with a 5-gallon bucket in our backyard, scraping up snow and ice and whatever, bringing it in the house, letting it thaw so we could flush the toilet. It was crazy. All right, let's speed this through the night here. Raining again. We've got people who are very hungry. Well, this is male is now an elder. Tensu is very hungry. Well, okay, guys.
Isona.
Me sona ala.
Isona ala.
Sinä pyynsimi.
Me sona ala etan.
All right. Yeah, it was smart to use snow, but it was also, pretty much all we had. We were not affected hardly at all. Uh, we had it really pretty good. Our house was always warm. We have a 6,500 kilowatt generator in our backyard. I wish I could get it wired into the house, but I just haven't got that far. Build something using split logs. I would love to.
Me pelän paina.
Me sona
I would love to.
ala etan.
Isona ala.
Tasumme jo ale moku.
Sinä pilin simi?
Me sona.
Does anybody look like they're going to walk out this way? Okay, time for coffee. Off to the garage for the creamer. Solar panels don't work well when they're froze over. Yeah, that ain't that the truth. Uh, and that's why I have a generator. I thought the power grid was bad in South Carolina. I got here and went,
Wile moku
oh
e
my gosh,
waso.
you've got to be kidding me. And folks here are so uptight that Texas remain
Mesona.
um, independent of everybody else that our power
Moku
grid can't connect to
waso.
every other power grid in the country. And about 85 to 90% of Texas is on their own power grid. It's it's crazy. It's crazy. There's an
Lete.
enormous budget surplus here, and they can't even fix the power grid. And I
Summer
mean,
wicket tower me.
the people who run ERCOT, which is the power distribution board, I don't know what that fancy set of initials is for. Right after that, a bunch of them resigned and got fired and blah, blah, blah. But there was nothing done to improve the power grid overall. And like summer or winter, uh, it gets so hot in the summer that they have power emergencies here quite a little bit. The last 2 weeks have been just nasty. And, I could use my generator at any time. I'm still trying to work out how to connect it to the house permanently. So all I've got to do is go start it, flip a couple switches in the box, and we're back going. I mainly have it to make sure that my freezer and my refrigerator don't, lose food. You're very hungry, and there's stuff out in the world that you could go get that is in storage, but no.
Kapilin Pona.
And I thought I was doing so good in this game. Okay, why are you standing out here? You might be passing through, but you two look like the same person. That's crazy. Part of your power supply should be purchased power from surrounding power suppliers. I've worked in utility and oh yes, and you're absolutely right. When I was in South Carolina, that was the way South Carolina and Duke Power or whoever it was at the time that power company changed hands 3 or 4 times. Did it, but not in Texas. Texas will not allow it. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, it makes no sense, and it doesn't serve the people of Texas. And I moved here because of family, and at a certain age that it didn't do me any good to be in South Carolina and not have family nearby. That's all you're getting is one copper ore. I don't know why I'm getting it, but I'm going to. Uh, and country lady, I 100% agree with you. It makes no rhyme or reason. It makes no sense. It doesn't serve the people of Texas. And yet, the legislature acts in uh, against the people's own interest, which I can't say as I get it. You need to go get something to eat.
Misonala.
Oh, beetroot seed.
Think my soon upon let me see. Toki. Summer films in me.
What's wrong, bud?
Really?
Yes, they still voted to stay power independent. It doesn't make any sense to me. Hold on for just a second. I'm going to check on my little dog. He was whining at my door.
Misona alla. Misona.
Really?
Okay, I found out the little dog is fine.
Misona.
Mesona.
My wife was up and on the move, and he was concerned. As they say in idiots,
Misona alla.
Me
hope
wili
another freeze
moku
doesn't make them regret it.
iwaso.
I get that they don't want to rely on purchase power, but you need it for extreme circumstances.
Mesona ala.
You're preaching to the choir.
Mesona.
Trust me, I know.
Sino wicket tower me.
Misona.
Okay. I'm having problems with everything is going to heck in a handbasket. All right, we're going to have to get over here and get beetroots or something. Come on, give it here. Hurry, hurry. I've already gathered those raspberries. Uh, yeah, it once again, it just doesn't make any sense. But and life goes on. No longer starving. Well, that's good. I would really like to start building with wood before this is over. Well, that's still there, but it isn't necessarily a priority. Hmm. Oh gosh, I'm just having everybody's a starving, Marvin.
Mesona ala etan.
Mesona.
I wonder if Missona means I'm starving. Can I turn up my mic? I can't hear you at all. Well, I will do the best that I can. Mm. And I regret to inform you that the mic is all the way up. Uh, and don't kick yourself too hard for typing the wrong thing. I have found that my fingers, when I type, are on automatic more than I would like.
Sinä Simi.
Sinä pönsimi. Toki. Sinä wikatawamme.
Toki to you too.
Missona
There's
alla.
somebody walking through a pile of hay.
Sinä Simi. Missona.
Let me try one thing to see if I can make this. I turned the audio on the game down a little bit. Who you calling a slacker, you slacker? Good morning, Dress. How are you, sir? No, I'm not slacking. Everybody's just starving.
Messona alla etan.
Yeah, I got a bunch of folks that are starving Marvin. And this one person back here is investigating, but she's also starving at the same time.
Messona.
I'm
Missona.
unhappy that I can't find food. Darn it. Beetroot seedling. Yeah, Shaman has been here for an hour. All right, get to hustling. You're very quiet. Try not to stress it. Hmm. Boy, I really don't know why or why not. Oh, you knucklehead. Yeah, it says my earphone's at 100%, and that I have the microphone on and up. Well, I guess I'm just going to have to talk louder. It's just all there is to it. All right. What am I doing here besides going crazy? Auto assign the general labor role. Okie dokie. I just want to build with wood. Please, please. Mm.
Sinä wikatawamme.
All right. Compost. I've got food going bad. I've walked the dogs, fed and watered them, bagged up the trash, took it to the road, cleaned out Bella's mess in the back of my car, and cleaned out my mess in the trunk of my car. Haven't made coffee yet, though, so I'm slacking. And, well, you know, I've already been out for a walk, fed the dog, made coffee, and live streamed. However, that's fixing to come to a screeching halt. We're going to my daughter's house today, and let me see if I can get somebody to come out here and get this, because by God, we're a starving. Grass, something I discovered on this game. Maybe you don't have a problem with it. The rain drives me nuts. I think it's harsh to my hearing. If you go into God mode and go up a little bit, the rain doesn't sound as bad. And I was trying to build an amphitheater, but starving. I got dressed, put on makeup, drove to work. I call that a successful day. Absolutely. I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I'm glad I'm not a woman. I've been allergic to nylon since I was, oh, good grief, about 10 years old. And it eats me alive. And that's one of those things. Yeah, but you're 2 hours ahead of me. So in 2 hours, I may or may not have been productive too. Probably not, but on principle. Well, yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I'm not trying to say that I was real productive, but I was productive. I'm just really not happy with the whole food situation for the moment. And I've even planted food. Probably should go plant more.
Aweka.
And it's growing, and there's seeds, but uh, can we store those seeds? Uh, it drives me a bit nuts that people are starving. Yeah, I can't craft anything with any of that. Hmm. Pika is no longer hungry. Newt is no longer hungry. Looks like I got three that are down here working themselves to death, literally. Hmm. Let's go see how the people down the coast are doing. Man, what a beautiful encampment. That's a soil path. Well, bronze pickaxes. Good grief, they're moving on up in the world. Uh, Grace, you also need to see that I renamed my tribe the Mass and Chill tribe just because.
Pona.
Yeah, it's all your fault. What can I say? It's all your fault. I think we're going to have a split level.
Sinapona alapona.
Sina wicket tawe me.
S- Split level can't.
Isona ala.
Well, it
Isona.
ain't going to happen today.
Mesona.
'Cause we're about to.
Isona. Isona ala.
Everything's rotten.
Wicket Mesona ala.
Isona.
Too much storage area. Are you investigating while standing on it? Interesting concept. For as much as I think I know about this game, I've come to find out I don't know my arse from a hole in the ground.
Isona ala.
La piling si me.
I wonder why they think about
Mesona.
a chair when they don't know what a chair is. You're not building chairs. Oh, oh, 19. Wow. 4 elders. Okay, maybe I'm not doing as terrible as I think I am. Alright, let's see if we can get this moving here in the last few minutes. Learn the fire lighting skill. Somebody is now an adult. It's no longer starving. That's no longer hungry. Hmm. I could have swore that I had a stone pickaxe. Now you're going to go over there and light that one, maybe? Hmm. I've got to say, it's an interesting game, but don't get in a big hurry, 'cause yes, dear. Okay, I'm going to be done here in just a few minutes. Okay, you heard the boss. I need to wrap it up because it's grandkids' day. We're going to go see the grandkids and all kinds of fun stuff. Yeah, I got to admit, I wish they would investigate a bit faster. Quite frustrating. That's two clay in the large storage area. That's two sand. All right, I feel like I'm floundering a little bit. Therefore, I think I'm going to end it right here. And I don't know if you can hear it, but my little dog is standing. I got a gate in front of the room that I have my computers in, so he can't get in here. Yeah, he's wanting me to get moving, so I think I will. I appreciate every last one of you being here. You know, you have a choice of where you spend your time, and I appreciate it. Kind of feel like a stewardess on an aircraft. You have a choice of where to fly, and we're glad you chose us. Same difference. But all right then. Uh, I usually try to live stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I take Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday off. That way, you know, that's just the way it is. Grace, take care. Tell Amp I said good morning and hello. I'm sorry I won't be there today or tomorrow. Um, but all right, you all have a good one. Thank you very much.